release it. It's not done. We tend to call things done when we feel like we finished the feature, but it's not done until it gets out into production. So how do we get it into production? Use your writing code. Very glad you asked. We're going to go, before we get into releases, Flex offers software development lifecycle. We follow a certain rhythm to it. We're going to go over what it is. Planning. First, we start off with planning. At least I hope you all start off with planning. Okay. What is planning involved? Of course, I do. Collecting requirements. Has anyone had to do this? Interact with other departments, collect requirements, see what we're doing with this? Because sometimes they like to submit things that don't have all the requirements that we need to develop stuff. Creating a scope of work. After you've collected all these requirements, what is entailed? What are we going to do? So you lay that all in a document, bullet points, everything we need to do. And from that, you can start creating roadmaps based on that scope of work. Prioritize. After you've planned, you can start designing how you're going to solve your problem. That means creating a data model. Can anyone tell me why we start with the data model first before we do anything else? Anyone?
David, answer the myth.
Speak up. Exactly. Everything we do is based around the data we're collecting and what we plan to do on that data. So you start with your data model first because that's going to influence everything. You start creating class diagrams to see how objects are going to interact with each other. And you can create sequence diagrams to see how those classes interact throughout the lifetime of your application. We have an example data model. I like to use Planet UML, which looks really ugly, but makes it easy for me to type things and just generates class data models for me. A class diagram to see how objects are interacting. And a sequence diagram to see how these objects are going to act. I'm really bad at writing notes and things for people to do, so I do these things and just hand them out to my team members so they know what to do. We'll basically chunk them up and do what we need to do according to the sequence diagram. Is this the only way to plan? No. It's the best way that works for me, though. You have a question.
What's the difference between the class and the
Sequence.
the one you had before?
Data model?
Data model, yes.
Okay. So regardless of the database you're using, MySQL, Mongo, React, whatever, you're going to have a data model. You're eventually going to create a schema to say how data is stored and how it should interact with each other. So create a data model to say, these are my tables, the ones I think I need right now, because your design might change in the future, and how they're interacting with each other. So that one in the middle is an agreement, and there's a lot of relationships coming to it because basically the most important thing in our system right now is agreements. So this is showing the interaction between agreements, credits, debits, all the way they're related. After that data model, we can actually start designing our classes, because our classes are mostly going to manipulate the data that we have in our data model. And again, how those classes are going to work throughout the lifetime of a particular request. Get off the phone. And what we're doing. So add notes, and this is how I basically hand out work. Again, not the only way to plan things, but it just works for me. Now we get to development. There's nothing here, because the way that you develop code is up to the language that you're working with and the tools that you're working with. But I'll go over this later. Testing. Who here does testing? Anyone? Good. All of your hands should be up.
Yes.
All of them. So for testing, write unit test, write integration test, write acceptance test.
What's a unit test?
Unit test, individual blocks of code. What is this little function in this class supposed to do? Does anyone know what an integration test is?
No.
No.
Go ahead, raise your hand. Now you get an answer.
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
You are testing the actual like API or whatever to make sure that it correctly interfaces with other APIs.
Yes. You're testing your API to make sure that the data, the way that you send data and the way that you receive data is the way that you expect it to always receive and send that data back. Yes. Questions?
Then what is,
Besides those two, ask questions.
then what is the difference between the acceptance test and the integration test?
Acceptance test and integration test. Integration test is just to make sure that things work the way together that you expect them to. Acceptance test is, does this meet those business requirements? Because ultimately what we write is to solve a business problem.
Thank you.
After you write your test, assume you fall into confirmation biases. We don't do test-driven development here. We write our tests generally after writing our code, and a lot of times we're writing tests, we will make it work with the code we've written so far. It's called confirmation bias. It happens all the time. So after you've reviewed it because you think you're a victim of confirmation bias, assume the first review was faulty. Do it again. And then do it again because third time's a charm. Your tests are the most important thing you will write. They'll generally be longer than the code you end up writing for meeting that business requirement. It wouldn't be surprising if they're up to 3 times longer because the tests need to be very thorough. And then after you've written those unit tests, acceptance tests, well, I should say integration tests, make sure that what you've written meets those business requirements that we've gotten. Deployment. Got stuff into the wild. I am not going to go over this right now.
Yeah.
We're going to go over to the future slide. Debugging. What does debugging mean? Your stuff is now out in the wild. We need to make sure that it actually works, right? Because we tested in lower environments, but things tend to change when we get to production. Why? Because the world hates us all as developers. Okay, so let's look at development a little bit more. Not how to write code, but how you manage your branches.
No.
Right? We're all working. What?
Great photo.
Yes.
Lovely.
That's our actual code base.
Yeah, our code base is a lot more convoluted than that. But let's move past it.
New one.
I hope all of you are writing your code and manage the file repository in Git. Yes? Yes?
Pushing code.
Okay, good.
You're fired.
Okay, so quick side story about that, and Alex knows everyone's talking about. We went to Sunshine PhD. A speaker told us he did not like Git, so she managed her code in Dropbox and did deployments of zip files.
Oh.
Yes. I nearly know. Anyways. Okay, so the branching model. This is what we're following right now. What we will be following when we get to the new stuff. I'm not really going over what we're going to go through, what I would like to get our branching model to, because we don't even need a slide for what our branching model I want to get to. But with what we have right now, that top green line is the master branch. What is special about the master branch in any repo, any style of repo? Not you, someone else.
Scott, stability. Good job, Scott.
Yes. Master branch is always supposed to be releasable. It is supposed to be stable, kept at a point. Your production environment might actually be a disconnect, but master branch should always be stable, ready to release at any given time.
Source of truth.
What?
Source of truth.
Yes, exactly. In the way that we develop, we have 2 more branches. We have, I can't read that shit. That one is called staging, and that one is called development.
Just make it up.
So,
What's the one called?
sorry?
What's the one called?
I don't know. Wait. You told me not to have to.
Stop.
Okay. Those 2 branches, they are both testing branches. When we're developing a feature, you see that purple line right there? We're branching off of master. So we can start developing our feature. We can do commits. We have lots of commits. Why is it good to commit often? Anyone know?
It's easier to follow little chunks of changes at a time rather than one big commit that's doing 20.
Yes, and that is a much more optimistic answer than mine was, which is that people fuck up, and I like to be roll back to something that I know is working. So commit often. Okay. So after we've been developing our feature, where do we commit it to, or where do we merge it into is development. Our development branch is for functional testing, to make sure that our feature by itself works the way that we expect it to, right? After we've confirmed that it works the way that we expect it to, we're going to merge it into staging. Staging should be kept stable, right? If it does not work in staging, rip it out. After we confirm that staging is all working hunky-dory, we go ahead and split it off into a release branch. And the naming for the release branch right now is agitated weapon, along with version numbers.
Ancient
weapon. Sorry. Okay. What was wrong? So that's a pretty typical way that we do releases, or rather, we work. This little special white guy right here is a hot fix because things break in production, right? So we branch off master, we test it, we might merge it into development if we have time to make sure that it works the way we expect it to, or development isn't too far ahead of what master is. Merge into them, and then after we confirm that everything is working, we go ahead and merge it right back into master. Nothing should ever do that, besides hot fixes and release branches. Don't do it, you'll be hunted down.
You do it. I have a question.
What?
What would be the case if we're doing everything right, we're doing branch out of master, we're doing our unit test, we are integration test, acceptance test, what would be the case why we should be hot fixing?
What?
What would be the case of why hot fix?
Can anyone answer that? It's a really pessimistic answer. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Because people fuck up, and throughout our best attempts, we'll still have mistakes.
Okay.
That's it. Recent research by Microsoft actually released that TDD-based testing reduces about 70 to 75% of bugs that they find, or would have found, but increases their development time anywhere between 10 and 15%. So it is not perfect. There is no style development that will guarantee a bug-free environment, but we can try our hardest to get rid of them. So hotfixes will always exist, but it can be like very, very rare and not like it was 6 months ago, or I should say 8 months ago, when I was releasing things into production every day, 4 o'clock in the morning after releases.
Great.
Or you have an emergency situation like a data provider just decides to stop.
That one,
the data you
yes,
need.
because our application is heavily dependent on third parties.
That's a good.
And those third parties are 20 years old and haven't updated the
On a
technology
Friday.
since before them. Yes.
All right, so let's say that, we're all good. I create a branch out of development,
Master.
master. Okay, and then, a lot of stuff, gets merged in, and, I'm working daily on my branch. I don't update, and then I'm ready to make a PR, and like, my branch is so outdated. What should I do?
You're in a painful situation. You can rebase, which means pushing all of your commits. Okay.
You can evil rebase, yes.
Yes.
That's easy.
Yes. Okay. Situation that Hans describes, you can rebase, which means putting all of your commits on top of the branch that you're rebasing from. So if you're out of sync with master, it will shove your commits for the work you've done on top of whatever commit is at the tip of master. That is often painful, especially if you have long-way branches like you do right now. You can merge your branch in, but then your changes are no longer at the head. So if for some reason you need to merge it somewhere else, it is broken or will not work correctly. What we have ended up doing sometimes is cherry picking all of the commits from a certain point forward. Juan's problem has no real easy fix.
What's the best one?
We're not rebasing every time.
Hmm?
We're not rebasing every time.
These two guys, I'm blowing away and just recreating.
Development.
Yes. We've tried rebasing development for the current stuff, but because, again, we sometimes have them out of sync for so long, rebasing is painful. And we get the merge conflicts wrong, so it's been easier just to blow it away and recreate it. What is the problem with continuously blowing away and recreating development? Anyone think about it?
So what was the question?
Actually, I want to
I
answer
have
for
no
people who
problem
haven't
with
talked at all.
whatsoever.
So what was the question?
What's the problem with continuously destroying and recreating development?
You may corrupt your data.
You start losing features that were already in development.
Mhm.
That's a pain in the ass. That means you need to keep track of your PRs.
And what's bad about rebasing?
There's nothing bad about rebasing. It's just if you have a long-lived branch, you will start having merge conflicts.
Mhm.
Git will try its best. It has 2 merging models. They both suck, except for branches that have been out of sync with another one for about a day or 2. If it's like a week, expect merge conflicts.
What happens to the commit tree if you rebase too much?
If you rebase too much,
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
Doesn't it flatten and you lose track of every single one?
Louder.
Your commit tree flattens and you lose track of each of the merged features. So there's no point of roll. There's no way to roll back. There's no safe zone. It's all the same. So
why would you lose? You're still going to have a history of the commits. Even when you rebase, you still have a
Wait.
history of the commits.
I don't want to get sidetracked.
okay, sorry.
It just happens. Let's go for it. Okay.
Good job.
Branching model. Everyone got it? Yes? I want to see head moving.
Yes.
Good.
Good job, Kevin.
Feature branches. We know this really quick. Master branch is always stable for feature. It's always releasable. Development branch, feature testing. Staging branch, where we test, where we do regression. If everything's been on the stage branch, we create release branch. Feature branch, where you should be making improvements and changes. And bug fix branch, and you can't see the hotfix branch here because the resolution is too low. Bug fixes, fix something that's broken but not urgent. As in, the button was supposed to be blue, but now it's green for whatever reason. And then there's hot fixes. It's really broken, we need to fix it right now. Types of branches. Stages of release. Merge branches, and we ran over this with the branching model, but I put this here for reference for anyone who sees this later. Merge your branches to development, make sure it's working. Merge your branches to staging as part of the regression testing. I just spelled that wrong. Create release branch from staging. Let's say, what's it called right now? The release branch?
IDT.
Okay, I can pronounce it.
Aguchi.
And merge the release branch into master. Release it into production. Do regression for testing in production. And have the gear after it's out. What?
How do you get your code into production?
Okay. You're an asshole, but I'm going to answer that one. Right now, we do Git pools on all of our servers.
Ah,
Why is that a bad thing? Someone tell me.
What if you have 100 servers?
Yeah. So the way that we do it right now is we access to every machine and we do get pulls. At 100 servers, it used to take us about 45 minutes to do a release. Rolling releases. What is really bad about rolling releases? At high traffic, you have traversed the application that might potentially be talking to the data model in a completely different way. It's not good. The way that we're doing releases right now with their data-based application is that if you have 20 containers running with the version of the code and we decide to deploy it, it spins up 20 other containers and does a replacement right away. You avoid that entire problem of having rolling releases and code changes and potentially corrupt data. Don't kiss me, it was the other guy who decided it.
The team lead gets a grade.
Yes. And I'm done. This is the same slide as before, so feedback is always welcome. Here is more welcome.
Yeah.
Anyone have questions?
Yes.
This is available online.
Build my ego.
Is
Actually, I set up one of our miscellaneous servers to make all the pods available for the category.
Come on, this is crazy.
Such good stuff.
I make these things available at whatever the subject is, .talks.flexshopper.com.
Perfect.
Can you share the link so we can put it on the?
Yeah, so the way he set it up too is that Nginx is now mapped to that folder. So as you're creating your class, pay attention to the folder name. That will be how it maps to it, the DNS, right?
All right.
Yeah.
So use proper naming conventions.
No.
Yeah, it's carrying all the way up there.
Oh, I'm just joking. I was listening to it in my office.